Now it's starting to seem down class 7 like PvP might be on life support, Pleminic. Now it's gonna be a combination of a lot of things. For one thing, you've got a lot more players than ever moving over to PvE. You even have a lot of players moving to SPT, the single player version of like the modded Tarkov. Now normally, that wouldn't be too much of a problem. But because you've got the added imbalance due to progression being like totally askew from arena, right? You know, some players, they go into arena, they do really well because they're really hot tier, you know, super duper ultra chads, and you know, they shoot everybody, and then all of a sudden they've got all this money and all these skills and all these levels. And then, you know, the guys at the bottom of the leaderboard who are consistently coming in lower places, you know, they're not getting those advantages that those other top tier players are in Escape from Tarkov. So when they shift over to the game, they've got to put up with all these guys who have now all this stuff, all this kit, all these 1.5 million rubles every day, you know, extra power leveling right at the start of VoIP. You know, it must be frustrating. So probably see a lot of those guys be like, hey, you know what? Let's kick it, Pleminic. Let's go to PvE. This is ridiculous. So we totally understand. You know, it can get frustrating when you start getting absolutely destroyed by players who seemingly have some sort of inherent advantage over you. We're not saying it's unfair because, you know, they're doing well in arena. You know, they deserve to reap the rewards. But if players have another place to go, you know, they're gonna bounce, Pleminic. They're gonna get out of here. Now this creates kind of a feedback loop on the player base, because you've got the super duper high tier players who are like absolutely dominating those first, second, third places in the arena, and then in Escape from Tarkov, you know, they're killing everyone, you know. The players beneath them are gonna be like, hey, you know what? Why am I playing this? I'm gonna play PvE, you know? Why would I stick around to get absolutely dominated by this Chad who's like 200 levels ahead of me? You know, I'm gonna go rocket in PvE with other Timmies over there, you know? Makes way more sense. So what you end up having is a low pool of unskilled players and a big pool of super duper sweats. You know, there's a few other reasons people are dipping out of PvP as well. The weird economy has a whole bunch of people packing. You know, they don't want to pay 50 grand per pack of bolts. You know, they don't want to have to deal with someone buying up the whole economy at midnight and then relisting it at high peak hours, you know? Super annoying, Pleminic. We totally understand. It can get frustrating out there. A lot of other players are even speculating that this wipe is going to be a very short wipe, Pleminic. That this wipe is probably not going to stick around for very long because it happened in August, and, you know, we usually see wipes in, like, you know, New Year or whatever. So when you get this whole list of reasons, you know, the ultra sweats crushing the Timmies, and you got the PvE escape, and you got the weird economy, and when you got the speculation on the short wipe, you know, all 5 of those points, they sort of swirl around into this vortex that's sort of suffocating the PvP experience, you know? It grabs the PvP mic and just... But what do you think, Pleminic? Is PvP dying? Do you think that it's gonna survive? Are you still playing? Are you enjoying this wipe, Pleminic? A lot of people have said, hey, you know, it's our favorite wipe, this wipe. In fact, on the last op-ed we did, we got the comment. Coconut Doggy actually said, least favorite wipe? Pleminic, this is my favorite wipe. And I've been playing since Alpha. Not a ton of cheaters. Ref is pretty overpowered, but not that bad. Being able to trade 1.5 mil is honestly kept me playing. I don't know, I don't have to deal with the monotony that has become Tarkov. I get to shoot people, aim train, and then go on the base game, Tarkov, and do the same. I think it's great. And you know what? Coconut Doggy, we're glad it's working out for you, Pleminic. Because Uncle 7 definitely needs more Timmies to shoot at. With another one, Ethan Kamal Series 720. It says, let's see here. 1.5 mil transfer isn't much at all. Do 2 scav runs on Lighthouse and you get more than that. I think Arena has made the game as a whole much more playable for the general public who doesn't play Tarkov enough to stay at pace with the full-time grinders. Now that's actually a really good point, because what Ethan is saying here is that a lot of Pleminiks, you know, they log on for an hour, they play a raid, and then that's it, you know, they got to take care of their kids, or go pool, or, you know, go to bed, or whatever, and they don't have time to do all that grinding, Pleminik. A lot of those guys, though, we're seeing go to PvE. Some of them, though, Ethan's right, they're playing on the arena, they're hitting, you know, their dailies, you know, they can usually crank them out, like in, little less than an hour, and then they move over to Escape from Tarkov, they transfer some rubles, they can play a couple of raids with those rubles, and then, you know, that keeps them on track, you know, and like, honestly, like, we can't disagree with that. You're absolutely right, Pleminik, and maybe, in that case, maybe that's one way that Arena actually has helped retain the player base. That's a good point, Ethan. Probably not enough to counteract all the other things that are going on that are detracting from the player base, but holy cow, Pleminik. Like, when we talk to the Pleminiks on live stream, almost no one is playing right now. Everybody's just hanging out watching Uncle 7 play. It's like some cruel joke. We also had Frank Gaming 7753 say, "Knew the comments would be full of cope. LMFAO." Yeah, there's been a lot of cope this wipe. That's for sure, Pleminik. That's for sure. But like, cope coming from both sides, you know, players going to PvE. You know, players being in PvP going, hey, why isn't anyone still in PvP? You know, it's coming from all around, Pleminik. Now, if you would like to get your comment read in the next video, please feel free to comment and, you know, we'll pick 3 of them. We'll pick 3. We're not gonna pick more. 3 seems like a good number. Oh, and we're finally able to take the DEagle out for a spin. And it was a riot, Pleminik. We had so much fun. We will say it's better at popping off the scavs than it is popping off on the players. You know, the scavs, you get 1 or 2 shots off, it's gonna, the FMJ's just gonna blow them away. You know, no problem. You throw a T1 on top of one of these things, you got yourself half a primary, Pleminik. It's awesome. But as soon as you come up against players, it starts to struggle, you know, it's a 7-round magazine, sure shooting 50, but, you know, it's like, it's lacking, you know? They're gonna melt you with whatever auto rifle they've got. So, for scavs, great. For players, not so great. So if you're going out to hunt scavs, you know, bring 1, heck, bring 2, and give them double trouble, Pleminik. Tell them Uncle 7 sent you. Boom, 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 boom. Now we run the stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 PST in the evening, Pleminik. Now, just so you're aware, if you're in the center or in the east coast of North America, that means that you're gonna have to be on a little bit later, Pleminik. And then on Fridays, we actually cut the Sunday show. It's a Friday show now, so ignore what we said in the last video. On Fridays, we're starting that one at about 10:30. Okay, it's a late night stream. So be sure to tune in for that, Pleminik. It's a wild ride. We get to some crazy situations. You know, it's a great time. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing so that you can go back to see more Uncle 7 news and whatever else we're making, because we've got a whole bunch of video formats that we're going to be pumping out soon. If you would ever like to hang out with Uncle 7, you know, run a raid or something like that, feel free to join the Discord. Every once in a while, Uncle 7 will be on stream and he'll pop into the general chat, and then anyone who wants to can run a raid with Uncle 7. And if you misbehave, we'll just totally kick you right out. Well, make sure you join the Twitch too, Pleminik. We're closing in on 100 followers. It'll be sick if you were the number 100. So be sure to check out over there, and hey, we'll see you live, Pleminik. We'll see you live. We stream both on Twitch and on YouTube, so you can watch on either platform. And on YouTube, we even offer a vertical format. If you hate having your phone sideways like this, and you like having your phone up and down vertically, you know. Uncle 7's not like that, but the younger generation seems to really like that one. We get more views on that than we do on our vertical or horizontal stream. It's crazy. If you'd like more information on the Tarkov economy, the current state of the inflation that's in EFT, please check out this next video, Pleminik, and we'll see you next time. Wobbly bobbly, Pleminik. We love you, and we'll see you live.